So I am here with Quebec City very own, Canada born, and went to Garneau High School slash college, Dorian Royal, and coming from Canada going to America. Was it a change like with football, because they have the Canadian Football League where they have a lot of weird rules and you could run to a goalpost? Was it a big difference?
Well, for me, it wasn't very much of a difference because the football that we played in Quebec was very similar to the American football, just on a Canadian field. So for me, it was kind of similar, pretty much. Just have to get used with like one less player on the field and a smaller field, and also different formations than what I was used to see. For example, like there's a lot more of tight end usage in American football, so like a lot of like one tight end on the line or like double tight ends. So getting used to that and playing with that was just mostly what I had to get used to.
So what is the difference in field size?
So the American field, I know it's like around 45 to 50 yards long, I would say, and the Canadian field is 65 yards wide instead of 45. And then the field is 110 yards long instead of 100 yards because they thought it was 100 meters, but it's 100 yards. So, and a yard is shorter than a meter. So that's why the field is longer.
That's a cool fact. I did not know that. They thought it was 100. That's awesome. That's a cool fact you guys just learned. Also, can you explain, because people are probably going to be asking when I said high school slash college, Garneau. Can you explain to them why did I say high school slash college?
So in Quebec, it's kind of different. It's because it's the only place in the world that does it like that. So basically, high school, elementary school and high school goes up to grade 11. And so basically we do grade 12 in the equivalent of the first year of college in what we call mandatory JUCO or CJEP. And basically after that, we go to a 3-year college or university instead of a 4-year college or university. So basically it's the same amount of time. It's just one extra step right in the middle.
I was very confused, you guys, when I looked it up. I was so confused. It said college, and I was like, huh? It says high school on the main .com. I was very confused, but I explained. I mean, it's cool. It's very different. So going from Canada to Maine, it's not that far. Quebec City to Maine, it's not that far a drive. It's probably the same distance as me to Maine, where I'm at in Mass. So was that one of the reasons why you picked Maine over all the other colleges that were looking at you?
Yeah, that was a big factor. And also, like, on my visit, like, I had a really great family feeling. And then I got to know some of the guys over there. For example, Kelly Joseph, that I got really close to when I visited. And so, like, just the, like, family atmosphere that was there, and just, like, and the fact that it was really super close to where I was, like, those were, like, really the biggest factors to be committing there.
So this year you appeared in 9 games. You had a total of 15 tackles. What game for you was the one that stood out the most to you?
For me, I would say it's a tie between UNH and Stony Brook. Because Stony Brook, was a game that, like, I felt like the best. I played the best. I had 6 tackles in that game, total tackles. So like just scheme wise, it just felt like everything clicked. And it's really like I realized, like, okay, like when I really get all my things together, like it's really easy. And then UNH, just like getting to feel like the rivalry atmosphere and everything, and also me getting that sack on that 4th down at the end of the game, kind of sealing the deal. That was pretty much a good experience. Yeah.
What was, like, after you saying in that sack, what was that feeling like?
Oh, it was great. Like, I was hyped, going on the sideline with my team, my brothers, celebrating it. Like, we kind of knew, like, the game was over. We had won it. So yeah, it was a great feeling getting to, like, win the muskets, even though it was my first UNH game too, because I didn't play in the spring. And so, like, just getting to feel it, it was great. It was great.
And you also played at UMass this year. And
yes.
I interviewed Rob Riobi, your teammate at Umaine, and I went to that game. I was a little bit late. It was messed up on my part, but that game, I remember talking earlier, you said it was like a revenge game for you.
Yeah.
You want to explain why you say that was a revenge game for you?
It's just because of the recruiting process, everything that happened with them. So for me, it was kind of circled game on the calendar. I couldn't wait to go there. It's like, make them see when I was, make them feel my worth. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, you passed on a great player, for example. And so like, yeah, then being able to be the FBS program too, that was great. That was a great win, great feeling win for everyone. And I feel like it gave us a lot of momentum too going into the rest of the season after that game. So yeah.
Do you think did you guys, so this upcoming year, you guys have a pretty good schedule. What game have you circled so far?
For me, the Boston College one is one that I circle because I know people on it. I know guys on the team that play there. So that's one, like, just because playing people that and also like, I mean, it's an FBS game, so I'm really hyped for that. Also the UNH game is one I'm looking forward to, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, those two are really big games, and then like the rest of the games just like the usual CAA. Like, every game is just important in a conference like this one. So like every game is a game that's like really decisive, like for the season, like for playoffs.
So going to BC, I really did forget your main schedule last year. Did you guys play in a stadium like that yet, or have you?
I haven't really played in a stadium that big. Well, that I imagine is gonna be filled too, because I imagine the stadium's gonna be filled for that game. But like, I did play at the Cowboy Stadium when I was on Team Canada in 2019 when I played Team USA, but it wasn't as filled, so it's not really the same like feeling. But like, for example, I'd say the closest stadium that we played to that was is gonna be JMU Stadium when we played them, because that was like, that's really when I realized, okay, like, this is Division I football, like, this is really crazy. And yeah.
I was gonna ask you. I was like, are you nervous about that game a little bit? Like, are you like, even to think about it, like in your head, you're like, okay, that's gonna be a lot of people. Like, I get the ball out and in front of all these people.
I want to say nervous because now I have the experience of it. But like, for example, last year at JMU's game, I was totally nervous. Just like seeing like the crowd, like it was super loud. So like, I can say I got a little bit impressed by it. But yeah, now that I'm used to it, I feel like I'm just gonna be ready to go down there and play them.
That's awesome. Like, I understand that this, like, you're like, okay. And I love how you said that you realized it was D1 football. You're like, okay, this D1 football. I love that. And also, I never got to ask you, what was the it says you were a member of the Football Canada Cup. What is that?
So basically every year, each province is from Canada. So basically like the states, they have their state team that competes for the Canada Cup, which is like kind of like a national championship, but like each state has their best players competing.
Okay.
And so I was a part of that in 2017 and 2018. And then I won gold in 2017. Then we came third in 2018. We won bronze. And so, yeah, it's basically just a big old tournament with all teams from all provinces playing against each other.
And then you said you played against Team USA?
Yeah, so from that pool of players from the Canada Cup, they take the 60, well, they decide like the 60 best, so like they have like a top 60 that they do, and those 60 players are they participate in Team Canada that goes in Arlington to play in the International Bowl, like because I know like the Team USA, like they play like Japan, Mexico. It's that tournament that we played in. Yeah.
How do you do in that? How do you do in there?
That game, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, I had one sack, I had like 3 or 4 tackles, but it was really like our offense just got dominated, honestly, because there was the first year that they brought back like top recruits because they had stopped the US had stopped doing it, but that year they brought in like top recruits. Like, for example, I played against Evan McGee from Oregon in that game. So yeah, like you could see like it was a different game, especially for like other Canadians that weren't really used to that four down football, that smaller field. Like we only had a week before the game to really get used to it and everything, and it's another time zone and everything. So I feel like those factors kind of played into why we lost, but it was a great experience nonetheless.
That's really cool though, because you got to meet people too.
Yeah.
Now that you know a lot of the people like that and recruits too, like that are across the country. That's really cool. I never even knew about that. That's something that I just learned right there. That is really cool. So growing up in Canada, you had the Canadian Football League, and then you had NFL. Probably you watched NFL. What was the one that made you say, I don't want to play Canadian football, I want to play American football? What made you want to go American football?
I feel like especially in the area I'm in, and then like the people I was hanging out with, we all like had that passion for football. And then like, it's always the dream to make it to the biggest scene. So for us, we knew that it was the NFL that we wanted to go to. And then like just like the CFL isn't really something that's very publicized as much as it is now, as it used to be when I was younger in Canada. So like football wasn't really like mainstream, I would say. So you would watch more NFL games on TV. When you turn on TV, you would have more NFL games than CFL games, because CFL games would also used to be on Fridays and Saturdays. And Saturdays we'd have college football, and then Sunday you'd have the NFL. So it's just like in terms of timings and everything, you just end up watching more NFL. So that's what I really grew upon knowing. And so I just knew that, I really wanted to make it to the NFL, like by any means possible.
That's awesome. That's just like a thing to think of, like, and it's a good story too for like people that like kids out in Canada, like knowing like you can make it in American football. Like it is a little bit different, but it's easy though. It's the same game, just a little bit different rules, but it's the same game. The goal, you throw the ball, run the ball, you try to get the ball, tackle the dude with the ball. So you are from Quebec, and I do remember, because then I used to go up to Maine, Wells, and Algonquin. I used to go up there with my family a lot. Quebec used to see Quebec plates everywhere, and they all used to speak French.
Yeah.
So you could speak French. It was your first language, I remember correctly.
My first language,
What was that like learning English? Because I've heard from some people that English is a very hard language to learn.
Yeah, it was hard at first, but luckily for me, so like I lived in Quebec from like when I was born to like 5 years old, and then I went a year in Ontario, in Ottawa, because my mom had a job there, so I went there for a year. So I kind of learned my English there, because as a kid, it's easier for kids to learn languages. So when I came back to Quebec, my mom really made it like a focus point for us to like keep it up to date with English. So like I'd only like watch TV in English. I would like play video games all in English, listen to music in English. So at home, I'd had a lot of English media for me to learn English. And like also at school, like ever since elementary school, we have English courses. So it's also like a big focus point for like the education system, for us to have like to learn to know both languages, English and French. So it was also like it was always a part of my life. So I would say it wasn't really that hard for me.
Because I was like, I know at least you had like that opportunity when you were a kid to learn it. So it's much easier, because I still struggle with English, and I've been speaking it my whole life. So growing in Canada, you said you watch a lot of NFL games, and what players do you watch that you try to emulate? That's how you say it.
Yeah.
Your game after.
Right now I've been watching a lot of DeForest Buckner and love Arik Armstead. I feel like those are players that I can learn a lot from. Seeing that they're similar players to, I think they're similar players to what I strive to be. So watching them, I got a lot to learn, a lot of things to learn, and I learned a lot too. So yeah, those are definitely the players I've watched the most right now. And
earlier when we were talking, you said you like watching some offensive players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So For me, I feel like we can learn from like every position on the field. So like I said, like watching like offensive like wide receivers releases and stuff, just to like learn footwork, or for example, watching offensive line drills for me to understand like what's their thinking process when we're going pass or like run fits. So I feel like it's a way that you can implement that to your game and elevate your play style and then like your game as well. So yeah.
What move would you say is your favorite move? Like the bull rush, the swim move. What would you say is your favorite move?
I'd say the swim, probably like the stab and then like swim is like probably my most effective one, the one I use the most. So yeah.
So one of my signature question is at the end of an interview, I always ask this. With going to Umaine, what is your favorite uniform?
Like jerseys we wear.
Yeah.
Oh, this year definitely has to be the baby blue pants with the dark blue top. It's definitely that one that we wore it for homecoming against William and Mary. It's the baby blue pants go with every single outfit that we have, so it's definitely my favorite pants. And then the dark blue is just pretty color, matches with the helmet. So yeah, definitely my favorite one.
And now, if you were to make a custom Umaine uniform to wear, pants, helmet, everything custom, what would you do?
We've all actually talked about this in the locker room a lot because like we had some ideas, and the one that I really liked that we came up was like a all black uniform, but with the lettering and the numbers in in baby blue and like with the white outline. I feel like that would be like top notch.
Then what about for the helmet? All black helmet?
Yeah, all black helmet, and then like the logo would be like also the baby blue with the like light blue. The white outline. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you? I think while I was thinking about that, imagine you had like the bear, like a bear claw, like not like a claw, like the tear, like a bear.
Yeah.
Tear, like baby blue, and like that would be really cool, like on an all black uniform. That'd be cool for the shoulders.
Yeah,
like,
the shoulders. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Like, that would be really cool because I remember talking to Robbie about it. I told him like that would be awesome. Just like no matter what uniform, just have that because it's just you guys are the Black Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, show up that you're the Black Bears, and I feel like that would be really cool and it's different. You don't really see that.
Yeah.
Like it has that little touch that most people don't like pay attention to, but if you pay attention, you love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dorian, for doing this interview, and can't wait to see you this year. Ball out, and I will be going to one of your games. Promise you that. Thank you. Make sure you guys go follow Dorian on Instagram, and I'll put your Twitter too. And make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching. Thanks.